Welcome on the cosmic atom, Reputation is an odd concept. It may not necessarily represent the truth. It represents perception, which may be influenced by envy, projection, misunderstanding, or just someone's refusal to see you correctly. Some people created views about you based on who you were becoming, rather than who you were. And because you were still in the process of becoming, you did not argue. You allowed them to speak whatever they needed to say. You let them see what they believed would be your demise, but it wasn't. It was a clandestine uprising. And now something has changed in the unseen. Heaven has determined that it is time for the truth to catch up with your name. There is a heavenly interruption taking place, and it will repair the record without you lifting a finger. Not via performance, explanation, or vengeance, but through unequivocal revelation. Because this is what they didn't realize. You were never intended to remain in the version of yourself that they attempted to trap you in. They were referring to someone you used to be. They misjudged the power of healing. They underestimated God's work behind the scenes, how He was shaping your character, layering your strength, and polishing your voice. You did not hurry to prove anything. That was the most powerful aspect about you. As hard as it was, you let quiet do the hard work. You allowed time to reveal what purpose never could. And now comes the exposure, but not your vulnerability. There are many who sought to keep your name quiet because your presence made them uneasy. Those who overestimated your depth were determined to remain shallow. The people who muttered about you in the hope that the murmurs would spread quicker than the reality. God is going to ensure that the truth outpaces all of those voices. And it won't be too loud. It will be surgical. You'll enter the same rooms they used to avoid you in. And this time, they will be unable to look away. You'll tell the same truths that they used to scoff at. And this time, they'll feel the landing. You will maintain the same spirit you have always had. This time, people will realize the weight it brings. Because this is what is occurring. On the one hand, you emanate a new kind of energy right now, while on the other, God is recalibrating the environment surrounding you. He is changing the way others see you, not to boost your ego, but to restore accuracy. This is not a glow-up. This is a supernatural redirection of misconceptions. You are not out here to impress anybody. You are busy mending softly and thoroughly. And since your recovery did not arrive with a public declaration, they thought nothing had changed. They made the erroneous assumption. This is not karma. This is not vengeance. This is God saying enough. It's time to confront the reality. Discover the true you. You've never required a microphone. You only needed to be aligned. And now the alignment is starting to appear. You'll see it in how others approach you differently and how specific chances arise, with respect baked in the same manner that individuals who formerly ignored you now dread to mention your name, since your energy no longer bears any weight that can be refuted. This is the result of maintaining faith and trust even in the most difficult moments. This is what occurs when heaven places your name in locations where defense is unnecessary, because your presence serves as evidence. Not a loud or pushy arrival, only clarity, truth, and presence. And for the first time, it will be impossible to misidentify you. However, no one discusses the following. It isn't only rejection that hurts. It's the lengthy season that follows when nothing seems to move. When quiet is louder than betrayal, you handle yourself gracefully. But the questions become heavier. Was I wrong? Is it possible that I imagined the call? Maybe they were correct. And yet, something deep inside you refuses to let go of the truth. Not because you were clinging to fantasy, but because you identified something completely unique in your tale that the world had not yet seen. Let us be honest. You've had to live for a time as the one who almost made it. The one whose characteristics are incomprehensible, too spiritual for some, too grounded for others, and too knowing to remain blind, too gentle to become bitter. You've had to learn how to stand tall while being measured, examined, and second-guessed by individuals who never looked beyond the surface. But that season is coming to an end, and heaven is going to interrupt the narrative, not to boost your ego, but to rectify the record. Because when God bestows favor, He does not seek permission. And when it comes to being seen clearly, nothing can conceal what has been simmering under the surface for years. Let this sink in. Your reputation isn't being repaired. It's being rebuilt from the inside out because the world saw your quiet as a weakness. They saw your forbearance as passivity. They saw your humility as proof. You were not ready, but none of it reflected weakness. It was a strategy, and now the time has changed. This is the season when your alignments begin to speak louder than the assumptions others have made about you. This is the point at which opportunities that used to pass you by begin to resurface. And this time, they come to a halt since heaven has already stamped approval on something that was previously refused. You'll know it's occurring, not because everyone is suddenly nice. However, the resistance will begin to sound much more reverent. The same people who dismissed you as just another dreamer are soon to understand you were always the blueprint. And it is not because you sought a platform. It's because you continued to evolve when no one noticed. When the mayhem hit, you remained steady. You got generous when you didn't have enough. You became smart when all you had was suffering to study. And now that foundation is evident. Your reputation is changing, but it is not the result of a marketing strategy. It is not made. It is spiritual. It is the consequence of unseen roots growing deep while everyone else considers you a late bloomer. They felt you were falling behind, yet you were being supported by heaven. And nothing can stop you when God is on your side. What are you seeing? Reputation is more than simply what others say. It is what your life reflects without words. And your life is about to take a new turn. It will seem as a new degree of acknowledgement. More importantly, it will give you a sense of serenity in your body. You will stroll into circumstances that previously triggered you and remain unaffected. You will hear the ideas that formerly defined you and feel unaffected. You will perceive jealousy and projection and stroll straight by it. Why? Because your reputation is no longer something you are attempting to control. It's something God is handling for you, and you're going to witness the results of that transition. For some of you, the following chances will make little sense based on your CV. It will be favor over formula. God will place your name in rooms. Your efforts were unsuccessful, not because you sought attention, but because your sincerity, your being, had reached critical mass. You stopped demanding to be viewed through the prism of previous failures. You stopped trying to explain away your radiance. You stopped interpreting your spirit for those who were determined to misinterpret it. Now things are catching up. The folks who have silently observed your procedure are going to speak up. Those who disregarded you will begin adjusting their tone without apologies, but with curiosity, not because they changed their minds, but because they can no longer deny what you're carrying. Listen closely. You do not need vengeance, since this is better. This is what it looks like when God removes the fog from your reflection. You're not being introduced. You're being exposed. And it's unique in that anybody can make a splash by pretending. But only the selected ones climb via alignment. Only the selected ones get uplifted, without having to give up their soul to get there. That is who you are. You did not fight to be seen. You try to be honest while being unnoticed. As a result, this transition is not limited to the public. It is permanent. So move ahead without fear, since you don't have to persuade anybody longer. Your walk and presence communicate, and your narrative is finally coming through since they're no longer just seeing you. They're seeing the real you, and they won't be able to turn away. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If this message connected with you, please share it with someone who might benefit from it and subscribe to stay in touch. Continue your awakening journey by selecting one of the videos on your screen that speaks to you the most. See you there. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive.
If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.